It wasn't even a full week after I posted my video on remakes that MGM released a trailer for their Magnificent Seven remake. Really? Magnificent Seven? I've got to apologize to America. Your relationship with Hollywood is way worse than I thought it was. So please help me out in teaching Hollywood to love again. The book is so much better than the movie is something I am sick to death of hearing. Why does it happen so much? Some of my favorite movies are based on books. Fight Club, Silence of the Lambs, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Heck, to some degree, I even think films like Jurassic Park and Fight Club are better than the books they're based on. But on the other hand, you've screwed up your fair share of times. So, since most remakes suck and most biopics are great, it's only fair that I talk about something that you sometimes get right and sometimes don't. Let's talk book adaptions. Why do these book adaptions suck? Well, first, because you adapt what's popular. What was it I said last week? You're so eager to jump on anything popular that you know is going to make money, you just crank out crap with no thought put into it. Give it a good 5 or 6 years. That way there's time for someone who actually wants to tell the story to find it, rather than someone who just wants the money attached to it. Yeah, no, ditto. You guys have become worse and worse about this nonsense. How about Divergent, Maze Runner, Percy Jackson, Ender's Game, Aragon, Twilight, Hunger Games, Harry Potter? Anything remotely cash-inable and you've got a zero-effort movie going out the door. Most especially if it has a teen audience. I'm not even going to mention adaptions of books that already have a popular movie based on them. As far as I'm concerned, those are remakes. I don't know that I can say anything else. I said it all last week. Moving on. Second, you don't stay accurate. Now, far be it for me to say you have to get everything absolutely perfect. Hell, films like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Secret of NIMH are amazing and pretty much have nothing in common with their books. But where these movies crafted new stories out of an existing idea, most of these adaptations go halfway to being accurate and then cut out right when you need them most. Speaking as someone who went into the Harry Potter movies without having read the books, those things make no sense without an understanding of the source material. So what's the point? I could just read the books and get the same story, and it would actually make sense this time. You know, a good adaptation can change the original and actually make it better. Like, in Jurassic Park, Dr. Hammond is a huge asshole, but the movie benefited from having him be a more kindly old gentleman.
Spared no expense.
And I know this dips into comic book movies a bit, but when I read Watchmen, I was way into everything, right up to the end, which made no sense to me. Thus, I loved the movie for staying true to the elements I enjoyed while changing the ones that I didn't care about or outright didn't like. That's how you make a good book adaptation. Learn what people like, put that into the movie. Cut out the stuff people don't. Thirdly, because every now and then you adapt 10-page kids' books into hour-and-a-half films. What is the point of that? Don't answer that. We all know it's because you love money. This results in you trying to fill time, leading to widely disliked movies like The Grinch and Cat in the Hat. But I'd take those films a million times over the Lorax. They filled time with risque humor, which admittedly shouldn't be in a Dr. Seuss movie, but it was content. I'm pretty sure I've never seen a movie as unoriginal as The Lorax. Just mindless cut and paste kids movie filler. For an hour and a half. When a kindergartner could read this book in under 10 minutes. Why does this film exist? Fourthly, you split the last book into 2 movies. I know it's wrong, you know it's wrong, stop doing it! Don't give me shit like it's for content when you made the longest Harry Potter book into 1 movie. You could have made the last one into 1 movie. Oh, but that's nothing compared to the Hobbit movies. And you know the worst part? If the Hobbit had been 1 movie, it'd be my favorite in the series. But I ain't spending my hard-earned money to watch 1/3 of my favorite book. Fuck off with that. You're holding the conclusion of a series hostage until we buy another ticket for a movie we already watched half of. That's blackmail and it should be illegal. You know, Tarantino split Kill Bill into two movies for content, and yet each half is its own unique story that could almost stand on its own. And they're both so good, I'd pay to see the other half. I'm okay with that. I am not okay with this. Finally, you picked the wrong books to adapt. You know why I liked Fight Club the movie better than the book? Because it's a heavy action-based story that works better in a visual medium than in a word format. Also, you got amazing people like David Fincher directing and good actors like Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. You know what story doesn't translate into a visual medium? 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know a lot of people like this movie, but it's a very narration-based book, so to me, the film comes across as very confusing. Sure, it's nice to look at, and that 45 minutes where there's a plot in the middle were fun, but then you've got long, nonsensical, uninterrupted scenes of nothing happening. In reading what's going on, the story becomes clear, but in a movie, you're just looking at flashy colors. Well, there it is, as promised. Part 1 of my rant on book adaptions. Yeah, part 1. You're gonna have to come back next year to see the other half. See how annoying that is? Lucky you, I'm not that mean. Although, there's something to be said for part 2s. In fact, I think next week, I'm gonna talk about... There's the episode on book adaptions, just like I said was coming. So just be sure to share this video with all your friends. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see more videos about. Yeah, I suppose that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Magnificent Seven remake. As if they could get anyone nearly as charming as Steve McQueen. Chris Pratt? What are you doing in this movie? And is that Denzel Washington? What the heck?